everyone, and welcome to our 5th annual Ceremony of Peace and Remembrance in memory of the students we have lost to gun violence in the current school year. I am grateful to Deputy Mayor Leach for joining us, as well as Councilman John Bullock, Councilman Mark Conway, and we were told that Councilman Glover is also on his way. I am grateful to them all, as well as our Baltimore City Board of Commissioners, those who were able to attend. And I'd like to give a special welcome, along with truly heartfelt condolences to the family members and friends of the students we have lost who were able to join us today. Again this year, we are gathered to mourn the violent deaths of 12 of our city's young people, 10 young men and 2 young women, one of whom was just 13 years old. All of them were in the range of my own children. One of my favorite things to do in the morning is to watch as young people across our city walk, drive, some with family members on their way to school. And this morning, as I was doing drop-off and taking in the scene, I realized on my way here that 12 of our young people are missing from that morning throng to get to school. Those are 12 young lives within our city that held both promise, but also held meaning in their lives now, to their families, to their friends, to their teachers, to school leaders, and to all who knew and came in contact with them. All 12 of these young people were victims of gun violence in the streets of our city. So while I continue to shed tears, and we all will continue to pray, we must work to find an integrated solution to this cycle of the slaughter of our children. Who can measure the dimensions of our loss? These were young people who had favorite songs, who looked forward to their proms. These were young people, some of whom danced, some of whom wrote poetry, who had a favorite novel, and one young man used to sew with his grandmother. These are the lives that we mourn today. And standing here today is our recognition that they are not just numbers, they are not just names, they are not merely flashes across a screen or print on a list. 2 days ago, they added to their ranks 19 elementary school children and 2 adults who were also massacred in Texas. This is another appalling tragedy. So the cycle of violence means that we, the adults, have to work together to protect the lives and preserve the dreams of all of our young people. Because not only are they our hope and our future, they are our present. Our children deserve the chance to flourish in safety, to fulfill their capabilities, and to give their talents and thrive without fear. I actually don't think that is asking too much. And I know that we are responsible as a society to ensure that our sons and daughters have that chance. These are not someone else's children. These are our sons and daughters. They are our children. They belong to all of us. And we must work together across personal interests, political interests, a desire to keep our own territory and our own power intact. And we must yield all of that in service to doing what adults throughout history have been charged to do, and that is to protect the young and the vulnerable among us. This is our prayer. This is my fervent hope. Above all, that is our solemn duty, which we must accept in their names. It is now my pleasure to introduce Deputy Mayor Leach, who will be bringing remarks on behalf of Mayor Brandon Scott.
Thank you so much, Dr. Santelises, and good morning, everyone. I'm honored to be here on behalf of Mayor Brandon Scott, and I am happy to be here with Dr. Sonia Santelises, Senator Mary Washington, Delegate Robin Lewis, Councilman Antonio Glover, Councilman John Bullock, as well as Councilman Mark Conway. We've lost 12 young people. We, as a city, we've lost 12 brilliant minds. 12 young people filled with promise. 12 young people who had a purpose. We've lost 12 young people. Baltimore's 300th homicide of 2021 was a 5-year-old girl who suffered from abuse and neglect. Our young people are our leaders. They're our doctors, innovators, and entrepreneurs of tomorrow. Every time we lose a child to violence in our city's future becomes even more bleak. These deaths are overwhelming, but all of them are preventable. And as a city, we must do better. We continue to lose too many of our young people to violence and neglect. These are children and teenagers who will never be able to grow up and realize their full potential. We have to work together to preserve and save our youth and preserve the future of our city. We cannot afford to become numb to the loss and the pain experienced by loved ones, our city schools family, and our community at large. To the parents of the young people we've lost, we see you. We see your pain. We see your suffering. To say we will not become numb to their loss, and that we must do everything that we can to ensure the safety of our young people. Mayor Scott has made this his mission. Curing Baltimore of violence is his top priority as mayor, and the dollars and energy we invest into a vision for a safer Baltimore, one based on equity, healing, public health, and community, will build safer neighborhoods today while paying dividends in the future. Because if we fail to do so, we will not realize that brighter future. And that brighter future has and must start with our young people. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor, and I also want to welcome Delegate Robin Lewis as well today, and I would like to have our student commissioner come forward. This has become our tradition to name each student. You will see this year that we also have a balloon bouquet representing each young person who lost their lives to gun violence in our city. And yes, so that is, you see. Oh, and I would also like to introduce Malia Turner's mom, one of this year's victims, Michelle Smith, who was able to join us today as we commemorate and memorialize Malia along with the other young people today. So I'm going to ask Student Commissioner Ezra Horowitz, who has already joined me with the bell. Here are the names of the Baltimore City public students who lost their lives to gun violence in the current school year. Janai Whedon, Carver Vocational Technical High School, 15 years old. Josie Portillo Arroyo Menjo, Mergenthaler Vocational Technical High School, 15 years old. Montrell Graham, Augusta Fell Savage Institute of Visual Arts, 17 years old. Delmonte Keels, Edmondson Westside High School, 16 years. Malia Turner, Sandtown Winchester Achievement Academy, 13 years. Jawan Robinson Jr., Edmondson Westside High School, 17 years old. Jarrell Gomez, Digital Harbor High School, 15 years old. Tavon King, Bluford Drew Jemison STEM Academy West, 17 years old. Damon Canada, Bluford Drew Jemison STEM Academy West, 16 years old. Keyshawn Wilson, Mergenthaler Vocational Technical High School, 17 years old. Braylon Gannon, Carver Vocational Technical High School, 15 years old. Jasmine Brunson Jr., Carver Vocational Technical High School, 17 years old. I would now ask us all to respect a moment of silence in honor of these young people. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce Ariana Burtz, a 10th grader at Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School, with a commemorative spoken word. Ariana?
Some call Baltimore the city that bleeds. Now I know why. It bleeds hope. When I was hopeless, it was more than my home. It was my Band-Aid. Baltimore bleeds to cover up our wounds. I was wounded. I used to cry myself to sleep every night, not hoping that the pain would stop, but that I would cry a little less. Every night I ran to hope. I ran to the lights. I found the charm in my city. I found the diamond in my sky. Baltimore is my community. It brings unity. It brings people together. Baltimore held me together. Together we are hope. Together we are family. My family is always there for me. My family is Baltimore. The people that I have lost are Baltimore. They are my moon, following me everywhere I go, lighting my way in the darkness. They are my hope. They always talk back. I can never turn my back on Baltimore. There is more love than hurt in this city. When I hurt in this city, I know people are there waiting with open arms. When I can't lift mine, Baltimore is peace of mind. Baltimore won't be here forever, but we will. We are hope. We are family. We are a lullaby forever stuck in our minds to help us find peace. We are the twinkle in the stars. We are the shining of the diamonds. Even though they say our city is rough, hope works best under pressure. We break the mold of our circumstances. We breed hope for the hopeless. They say we can't grow in concrete, but a rose grew in concrete. We are not stuck, and our futures are not set. We continue to prove that we can still grow, even when they're killing our weeds. We are not weeds unwed from our identity. We are the identity. Our roots are the paths that we've created for ourselves, but we can't grow by ourselves. We are a community garden of different flowers with the same goal of growth. With hope, nothing is impossible. I know I'm possible. Even when they say if you live here, there will be nothing more to live for, we are possible. We can always be more with hope.
Ariana, those were fabulous words. I don't know which way you went, but the diamonds and the community garden. Next, we have Morgan Moses, a senior and vocal major at Baltimore School for the Arts.
Oh, I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all, and the darkness inside you can make you feel so small. But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. Show me a smile then. Don't be unhappy, can't remember when I last saw you laughing. If this world makes you crazy and you take in all that you can bear, just call me up, because you know I'll be there. And I see a true color shining through. I see a true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. I see a true color shining through. I see a true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. Your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow.
Thank you, Morgan. And next, we have Brandon Booth, maestro from Connections Academy. If I die young, bury me in sand, lay me down on a bed of roses and
At dawn, send me away with the words of a love song. Lord, make me a rainbow. I'll shine down on my mother. She knows I'm safe with you when she stands under my colors. Life ain't always what we think it ought to be. No, ain't even gray, but she buries her babe. The sharp knife of a short life. Oh, I've had just enough time. Oh, enough time. I've had just enough time. Oh, if I die young, bury me in sand. Lay me down on a bed of roses and sink me in a river at dawn. Send me away with the words of a love song, love song. Oh, send me away with the words of a love song, love song.
Thank you. In closing, I have a message for our young people. I want you to know that you are seen, that your life matters, that you are beautiful. You are the best of us. We hear you. We hear the song of your lives, and you give us hope. We watch for you because your strength is inspiring. And we pray for you because you are loved with a generational and everlasting love. Thank you.